Welcome to the WolfShadePodcast. I am your host, Anthony, aka WolfShade, aka Domestic Dipshit. I am coming at you with episode 50 of the podcast. And surprisingly, we are 50 episodes in. I ain't gonna lie. I did not expect this thing to last long. Normally, how I usually last long sometimes, but hey, it happens. But at the end of the day, we are here. We are 15 episodes into season 3. We are doing pretty good. I got more episodes in JJK season 3, even though it has not come out yet. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I am welcoming you, our guest, for episode 50. She's a very good friend of mine. She's a very renowned cosplayer. She cosplayed Ghetto, Nurse Kene, a lot of good cosplayers from shows from Caroline, even though that was a movie, if I remember correctly. She did a lot of good cosplay characters, but above all, I'm gonna introduce her. This girl Instagram name is Miss SoyShane. And yeah, so I'm gonna bring her on board and yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd.
I'm Shane, XSoyshanex. So, funny story about my Instagram name is that it's a double entendre because in Spanish, I'm Shane is Yo Soy Shane. And the acronym stands for Shame on You, Shane, because that's
Mm-hmm.
usually what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Always shame on me. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's how we got here.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought I butchered the hell out of that name. I
It's
literally
right.
thought I I literally thought I butchered the hell out of the name just now because I'm still high on painkillers right now. Um, but yeah, how you doing today though?
I am tired. I am tired. My brain is like going a mile a minute.
You tired?
So many
I've been
things
asleep
happening.
for a whole 24 hours.
You should
Look,
be up. I
don't
haven't
say it
had a
to
day
it.
off in 2 weeks and got the nerve to be out here partying with y'all like it's 2007.
Okay, first of all, you didn't. I knew this was coming. First off, you didn't have to accept the invite. We just told
Listen,
you where we was gonna be at.
I had to come
And correct me if I'm
outside.
wrong. Whose decision was that to come?
I had to come outside, okay? I needed it since y'all was been talking about because you in Baltimore.
Okay, hold on. First off, in my defense, I ain't say shit. I just be like, okay.
Be coming
Now, Jamon and
outside.
everybody, hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jamon and Ty were the only ones that literally cooked you for that one. I didn't say shit. I
Listen,
was just minding my business.
that's true. That's true.
Cause
You right.
like,
You got it.
cause like you're in B more, Pat's a B more. I mean, I don't go back and forth and be more, but it's just, like
I really
it's just
feel
like
like me and Pat really putting on Baltimore right. We really putting
hey,
on for the
hey,
410,
hey,
443.
hey, you gotta put be more on the map. You gotta put it right. Hey, but when it comes to frying them up, that's them. I just mind my own business. So I'm not even from the East Coast, so I'm just gonna do my thing. But yeah, so since I was just bringing you on here today, kind of just emphasize a lot of things and stuff like that since I really didn't get an in-depth, description last time about your cosplaying career before everybody else was cutting you off and that whole goddamn thing. But then it involves the cosplaying. I think we might have got like a good niche of like what you do, but I didn't pay attention. But how long you been cosplaying in general?
Been cosplaying for a year and a half,
That's cap.
inconsistently, but recently consistently. Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
Yeah,
like,
my first cosplay I think was in 2022 though, and then I did Bunny Balma.
mhm.
I did Rogue shortly after that. And then I did, I can't even remember the girl's name, but the show's from Dagachi Kashi. I couldn't finish it. Too much going on. My ADHD was not rocking with it.
Mhm.
But I don't really know what got like I know what got me into cosplay, but like I don't know specifically. It was just something that was like, oh, it makes sense. Like, you can do anything. You should totally cosplay. Like, you could do everything you want. So that's kind of what that was. And then there weren't many plus size cosplayers that I saw, like in terms of like more personal people, not like the regular plus size models or the big famous cosplayers, but like regular people who do regular shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm grateful to have representation in this community. I'm grateful that I can like represent in this community, even for like, you know, black women or black children to see like, oh, like your hair is so cool, that's so cool. And just being able to like have a sense of community, but also offer genuine community. Like I feel like I've met a lot of cool people within this community, and it has affected my mental health a lot in a positive way. Like I know there's a shit ton of drama in the community, and like it can affect your mental health, but I'm really grateful for the people that I got to meet along the way in my journey, and like I feel like now I'm like really just getting started. Like it's the lineup is extensive. Like I'm like collabing. I'm like looking forward to stuff, branching out, um, beating perfectionism's ass, saying fuck anxiety, and just living my best life. You know,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you gotta extend to be extensive when it comes to, cosplaying and everything too. So I would say the same thing. But in regards to cosplay, like what kind of cosplayer do you consider yourself, honestly?
that's a good question that I don't have an answer to. Because somebody asked me the other day, they were like, "How do you pick your cosplays?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, there's like certain shows and have favorite characters. Like Raven is my comfort character. I
Mm-hmm.
will always comfort cosplay her. Um, I don't think I think that's like anything in a bunny suit is comforting. Like it doesn't even have to be the same character. But I don't know. I just like funky shit. So it's just like if it's appealing to me, I want to do it. To when it comes to like cosplaying 2D men, I got to because of the fan service. Like I feel like the men be looking godly. And like I don't know if I want to be them or I want to sleep with them. So we cosplay them and we gender bend it.
Mm, that
And you
makes
know,
sense.
now everybody feels the same. Like, yes,
That makes
I don't know. I
sense.
guess more anime based. I do want to branch into gaming cosplays, but most of my games are anime games. So it's like, I guess you can consider me an anime cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to cosplay some Cartoon Network stuff pretty soon. And I want to branch out into some Kingdom Hearts stuff because, like, I love that game.
Mm.
But that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think like childhood favorites and then like really good shows.
That's your favorite, but yet you still stuck on three.
That Pirates of the Caribbean, it's hard.
I
I want to
got
watch
how
gameplay.
you do realize we got a fourth one coming, right?
I know. That's why I gotta get it in. I gotta finish the game. I gotta lock in on some Sora and some Anthem. And then I gotta step into Final Fantasy. Like, it's too much happening.
First of all, that doesn't matter for the next though, because one, we
No,
don't
I
even
like
know if
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Actually, there's gonna be a world. Never mind. Well, never mind. But I'm just I'm just ready for this this series to like to start off with someone new.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's very
Like
true.
I don't care if they have to take Roxas or made Ventus the character again.
And it's just like they're all the same person in one way, shape, or form. It's literally the same person. Like
Mm.
the lore is insane. I love lore though. Like I will spend hours on YouTube studying the lore of characters.
When I say the lore for Kingdom Hearts is so very confusing, but yet somehow I still can get it. It's just mind blowing to me. And I've been playing this series since 2001. That's what irritates me. I was like, this story be so confusing, but yet it's so easy to get.
It's
And
like Five Nights at Freddy's. Long lore, but so easy.
I mean, with Five Nights at Freddy's, it was more like, okay, it's more of an understanding with the characters and then how you're doing this and how you're doing that. I'm like, okay, I think this is easily understandable with more of certain niches that these characters have. Because I always tell people, no matter what you look at, it's gonna be characters that has a brash understanding of life and everything too. But their stories be so confusing. So I'd be telling people you gotta read the lore behind the characters before you understand and judge a one too. So
Yeah.
people never seem to listen to that. That's what goes with cosplaying too. You're gonna have these certain cosplayers that kind of want to influence everybody. It's kind of like the niche I'm trying to do, and and then you got the ones that be flat out nonchalant dickheads and just be like, "Oh, I'm better than you," and I just
Oh
be like,
yeah, definitely. Like there were a lot of there are some people who hone their craft that you can see it and be like, oh, like you genuinely love what you do. Like you're, like you said, influencing other people, like showing up for other people. And then you have some people who's like, I used to influence other people, and then I got popular, so therefore now it's like I'm gonna shit on everybody else. I'm gonna judge your cosplays. Like, oh, who is this character? Like, we all gotta start somewhere. And I think the one thing I like about cosplay the most is that there is no age limit, because somewhere in the world there's always one other person who's here for a fandom. Like
mm-hmm.
even if it's so dead.
I mean, for me, it gotta be a specific age limit. Honestly, it's
No,
just.
I mean like when we're getting older.
Oh
Like
yeah, 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 I know.
not like yeah. No, because you're not even like you're too old to cosplay. Like no, like there is an age limit. Like especially with the community, because people are creeps. Like it was whole scandals at Katsu coming out after the fact, and like it's so disheartening, especially
Mm.
for people who've never been to cons. Like one of my friends just went to, I think, Anime Boston or something. That was
Oh,
their
I
first
heard about the
con.
drama there.
Yeah, she almost wanted to quit cosplaying, and I'm like, you were doing perfectly fine before that con, and she had community, but to go into a space thinking that people are how they say they are, and like they're frauds, it is very disheartening to like see and to experience.
See, the crazy thing, that's not even my issue. It's just more of the people that call these things out that are actually very good people. And when I be doing the same thing, they just be like, "Oh, you just trying to ruin things for us." I was like, "No. If we're warning you about a person and we got evidence warning you about somebody, that kind of is a clear initiative of things."
Yeah.
Because, oh man, I got stories for days about this. I'm trying to remember one. I remember I gave the initiative about one person. I forgot their name because this was like 4 years ago. Um, this dude was being a creep to like certain girls, but yet the ladies still like him though, right? Because like he had a fine body and stuff like that. And I just noticed right off the bat when I first met him, I was like, this dude got a creepy vibe about him, but I don't want to assume things about people. So
Mm-hmm.
at one convention, I spent like a whole 3 hours trying to figure out more about this dude. And then when I walked past him, and this is so weird. These were like more enchants things, right? And I kind of noticed because like everywhere I was at, he was right there, and I noticed how weird he was being with certain people. And with this one girl that, oh, she don't kill me for this, but this one girl is that I noticed that he was being very clingy and flirtatious with. And from her understanding, like I get like that type of notion that you want that from somebody. I get that. But it's like, it was being with her. And then when I noticed that, I walked over to her And I immediately said, "Is he making you uncomfortable?" And then she looked at me. She was like, "Are you creeping on me or something?" I was like, "No, I just can tell when somebody's getting really uncomfortable. It's too easy to
Mm-hmm.
notice that." And then she was like, back off, weirdo. I was like, okay. Seen her again that exact same day. Is he making you uncomfortable? And she's like, oh, a little bit. When he walks back, he's like, back off me, weirdo. Third time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed her face completely changed. I was like, once again, is he making you uncomfortable? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, just stay with us. Cause like I was with my group at the time, and it was weird. And then when she was walking away, then he saw that he was like, hey, where you going? He's like, I'm just gonna go with my friends for today. And like he walked over to her, and then he was like, you ain't going nowhere. Without 1 second of instance, one of the guys that I was with, that I'm still friends with at the time, just punched him in the face. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then And then I talked to him. I was like, look, we already know about your niche here. And at the end of the day, we got a lot of evidences from different types of women. If we're going to have stuff come out against you if you don't stop this. And of course, he didn't stop, and a lot of things came out about him. And yeah, he doesn't do much anymore now from what I found out. So it's just a lot of niches when it comes to that. It's like the only issue for me is like people that's actually trying to do good is getting more bad niches than people that's actually doing the bad things, which is irritating, but that's fine with me. But people don't get that type of thing. And people never understand. I was like, I'll be telling people, I was like, do you realize how much of an easy ass issue it is for us to figure out that, hey, this person's a bad person? If a bunch of other people are saying it's a bad person, clearly it's saying something. But
Mm-hmm.
it has been some instances where it's just been like, okay, let me ask questions first and see what's going on. Because somebody can say something and it end up not being true. So it could be those instances as well. At the end of the day, you kind of don't want to go all over the place with it and just be like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's start this stuff. Like kind of this is why I kind of prefer working alone when it comes to like photo shoots and stuff these days. I love working with people though, don't get me wrong, but unless I know you. Like,
Yeah.
what about you? You prefer working alone or with others?
I prefer working alone simply because I am awkward behind the camera. So, um, tomorrow I'm working with Pat's friend. Going to be very comfortable. Like, they're going to be there and stuff. I just feel like I'm awkward, but like there are certain photographers and people I've met that make me uncomfortable to the point where it's like I don't want to shoot with you, and if I shoot with you, I got to bring somebody with me, and then like I don't want to just be like a girl shoot. Like I want like you know to feel comfortable, especially because a lot of photographers, depending on the shoot, the theme, especially a lot of DC photographers, like I'm fine with drinking to loosen up, like you know what I mean, but like they be trying to get you lit and like
Ooh, I guess this is gonna be the topic for the next hour. I the crazy thing, I do photography myself, but I don't work with anybody because of that exact, you know, assumption, if that makes sense.
mhm. Yeah.
It's just like I know people are not gonna assume off the bat like that, but it's just like, certain things when I work with people before. Like for me, I will automatically. What was that one thing I worked with somebody before, right? Because like she wanted to do like a NSFW type of thing, right? And I was immediately uncomfortable with it, right? And everything too. I was immediately uncomfortable with it, and just making sure, like, okay, let me do what I can to make sure, that she's comfortable and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, just lay down the ground laws of what you want to do. And I remember talking to her before. She's a huge fan of ginger ale. Never expect a fan. So I kind of fried her up a little bit on that because I love ginger ale too, but that's just me. But I was like, okay, I mean, and then like the moment she said that, I looked at my fridge. I was like, wait, I got like 4 different styles of ginger ale that I have not opened yet, so she can have at that. And then in regards to where it's being shoot at, I was like, where it's being shoot at is up to you and everything, and all that. And then when it comes to how you want it, like taking and stuff like that, that's completely up to you because like I want to make sure you're comfortable at all costs and everything. Because one, I was telling her, I was like, if I work with you, I'm gonna be working with you on a day where when I still have not got no sleep yet. So I'm just letting you know now. So it was actually pretty funny because when we did the shoot and everything, that was the day where I have not had 78 hours of sleep. I know that's crazy, but because like every shot we took, I literally dozed off that split second, and then I was like, sorry, and then and then I was like, the camera does have a timer on it, so if you want to stay, I was like, if you want to take a picture yourself while I'm knocked out in the background, go ahead and do you. And for some shots, that's what she ended up doing too. And but she wanted me to help out, but I was like, no, this is your shoot. You do what you want. I'm gonna be back here. And then like after that, she monologued to me for like a good 4 hours about how much she appreciated, like, just taking initiative and like just me doing that. I was like, I'm just here to help. Like I'm not here to do that. It's just like, and then like for me, because like she noticed that me, I will have more. Here's the thing. For me, I will be photo shoot without no shot of Hennessy. That's just me. Like I will have my ice. I will I will literally fill this up to right here and just be like, all right, what's next?
Yeah, like
I will leave the liquor to myself. I can't leave it to the other cosplayers.
yeah,
Cause like she was mad at me for saying this one time. I was like, I just feel like I feel like you can get messed up off of like 2 drinks. I'm not trying to be funny here. I was like, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with having drinks, stuff like that, but do not have drinks during the photo shoot. And
yeah.
that's just my niche. It's just one of my rules. It's like you can't do that. Because like I don't want you to assume that and be like, oh no, I did something. I'm like, no, you could do that. But at the end of the day, don't do it during the photo shoot. Because
Yeah,
I
like
told her, I was
usually
like,
you need to come pre-game, like
mm-mm,
if you're gonna do that.
mm-mm. Not even pregame. No. I always
Sober.
tell people, when you're working with me, do not pregame at all. Because I'm not getting blamed for your misfortunes. But yeah, she was like very greatly appreciative of you know, me doing that type of thing. I was like, and she was like, why you do that? I was like, the only main issue why I do that is photographers like to take advantage of people. And it's like you can work with anybody. If you notice that they literally will offer you alcohol before they do a shoot, don't work with that person. Oh man,
Offering
I would not be getting.
alcohol, only shooting nudes, only shooting like burlesque or NSFW shots. Like if that's what you're looking for, of course. But like don't be doing like a regular cosplay and then go to somebody who only shoots NSFW content. You know what I mean? Unless that is the vibe. Like I feel like it's like wanting a daytime shoot and only shooting with a nighttime photographer. Like even with photography, you got to do your work on people, no matter whether they're creep or not. Like what are you looking for? You feel me in terms of like the photo shoot? What results are you looking to get out of it? What are their strengths? Like how can you collaborate together to like bring to life some good shit?
No, I be telling people do their research for anything because you never know. And man, when I begin to tell you nobody listen to me, that be entertaining. Not really, but it'd be weird. And I just be like, if you working with somebody, do your research before anything. Like, like it's more research on me being a jackass than anything. I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna find it out about me. I'm, I was like, you're gonna find out about me. That's not anything. Cause like when I told one girl, I was like, you can do your research about me. It was like one video from my youth, from like a football game where I choke slammed one dude into the ground, which that bastard deserved. I don't fucking care. But that was 12 years ago. So
Hmm.
because I told him before, I was like, if you look me up, that's what you're initially gonna find on me. Like, it's just me getting into multiple fights in sports. I don't regret that. But it's just like that's what you're gonna find about me. But it's just like when it comes to other things, I told people I know the mistakes I've made when it comes to all this other stuff, like, how I was as a person back then. Like, I know, like, people told me they expect me to be like, some creep or the R word and everything too. I was like, you can look at my name, like my prison record clean as a motherfucker. You can look at my name. And it's just like with people, I just be like, I'd be expecting that. I just be like, man, y'all fucking crazy. But at the end of the day, I always tell people to be mindful of they work with. Dude, some listen? Nope. The most listen? Hell no.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I know what I bring to the table because like I always be like with people, I was like, okay, what's your favorite part of putting on a cosplay to you? What about you?
My favorite part about putting on cosplay would have to be the end, like the final look. Because like when I tell you, I don't even know what I'd be doing. Like every cosplay I've done, don't know what I'm doing. Like I have an idea in my head and I just go with it, and then I'm like not feeling it. And once it's done, I'm like, I really did that. I brought that to life. Like my one Bungo Stray Dog cosplay, I didn't know what was going on. I double stacked two different wigs. Like I closeted I like the fuck out of it. Didn't know what I was going with the makeup, but when I was done, I was like, when I finished the pictures and the edits, it was just like, yeah, it's the one. This is probably my favorite one. Like Mojito was like my very first favorite one, but like that one took the cake. And like I feel like the edit for Sanji was really good. So like that's like a now new phase. But Coraline, once I got the pictures how I needed them to, I'm just like I'm bringing some heat this year. Like I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Excited for tomorrow.
that that makes sense. That makes sense. And so there's no point in me asking what's your favorite cosplay project because you literally just said it right there. Um, like what's like the least favorite about it?
Putting it on. Like I hate getting ready. Well, it depends. If I'm at a con, I hate it. I just feel like I'm rushing. Like there's no love and effort. But even sometimes at home, like cosplaying, like as many cosplays I've gotten done at the crib is because it has become like a coping skill. I need to do something I genuinely enjoy. So I'm like, oh, go home literally in a rush, like doing my makeup, putting stuff together. I'm like, all right, pick. Ah, I can take it off. I can breathe. Life is good again. That's great. I think I want to get into wig styling, but like I'm actually very intimidated by all of that. It just seems like a whole nother hobby, like outside of cosplay. Like I could buy a little wig, I could style a little, you know what I mean? But those wigs be looking so good, and the time and the effort. I don't think I have patience for that right now.
I was about to say the crazy part, wig styling is so easy. It's just a pain in the ass to continue with it.
Right. And
That's the
like,
issue.
because it has to dry, like, and I didn't factor that in. I was like, dang, like, I just recently styled my first wig 2 days ago. I sprayed it. I didn't really care for it. But then the next day, I was like, oh, like, the placement looks good. Like, it's dry now. So, like, I can see the vision. But seeing people buy a wig, chop the whole wig off until it's bald, glue it flat, hot glue, weave pieces to style it, I'm like, you are God's strongest soldier. You are an elite employee. You win. Mm-mm. And I think my downfall with cosplay is that I'm impatient. Like when I want something done, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna order that now. Like there's no waiting. Zero. Oh,
That's funny because for me, I just be telling people like I admire y'all for like doing that and stuff. But it's like for me, I got so much like issues when it comes to timing. It's like, okay, if I want to get this done for a certain photo shoot, knowing that, okay, like it's not a work related thing, it's not that. So like, is it really important?
is
Like
it really important? Right, because it's literally a full-time job.
I don't know about all that, but like
No,
not,
like it's like
only
when
reason
you
I
already have
say
a
that
busy schedule,
on
you're already busy, and then you add in like extra stuff. It like just becomes a whole nother
oh,
channel.
oh no, I get that. The only reason I'm saying that because I'm not being paid doing it. So like
Oh well, yeah. So not
I
at
will
a
only
job,
act
but
like that unless I'm being paid doing it. But at the end of the day, I ain't trying to be in this niche to be paid. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna cap. Like we all love money and stuff like that, but I ain't in this initiative like to be paid. Like I'm trying to like influence and shit. Like it's not a lot of people like that these days, but that's my initiative. But that's like asking yourself like how do you view yourself as a cosplayer? It's like for me, I'm just there. So
that's a good question. I've never thought about that. I actually don't perceive myself like I think it took me. I didn't put cosplayer in my bio until like 2 months ago. And at first, I was going to put baby cosplayer, but I felt like that was going to be taken away from exactly what it is, which is just cosplaying regardless. But like, that was like my inner voice perceiving myself, like, oh, like, all these big cosplayers, like, you're, real cosplayer girl, sit down. And it's like, no, like, I'm a cosplayer. I get it now. Like, I feel it. Like, I feel a connection to it. So now I feel like I can own it without being an imposter.
Mhm.
Because at first, I just kind of felt like I was navigating through a community of people. And like, yeah, everybody's dressed up, but some people are like dedicated, like you said. Like some people, this is their job. So I can't imagine this actually being my job and like taking something I love and making it something that had to be revenue instead of just influencing people and just spreading love. Like I could not do this 24/7. Because then when you factor in all the drama, last minute, you got to go to every con, like you got to get dressed 3, 4, 5. Where's the love? Where's the community? Like there's no energy, like there's no passion. You're literally just like you said, like I'm just here, but not like I'm just here and I'm having fun. It's literally I'm just here.
Mhm.
So I don't think that like I was thinking yesterday, like dang, like at what age do I think I'll stop cosplaying?
Mhm.
Like no time soon. But like it's just like depending on how technology and life changes, like that'll probably have like a big decision, like a big part of that. But like
Mhm.
I feel like the same way for me getting started at a later age, when I was working a really good job when I was working with younger people at my really good jobs, and they're like 18, 19, and I'm like 22, 23, I'm like, I'm glad that y'all starting in these positions early because it's only up from here. So like
Mhm.
for me to just be starting and seeing people who are younger than me like starting and getting committed, I'm like, it's really only going to go up from here depending on what you want to do. And I think that that is a beautiful experience. I think it's a fun thing to have, even if it's just a hobby, even if it's just meeting mutuals, because like every friend that we have is not always going to be around the corner. Like
Mhm.
I met some really great mutuals through Instagram. Like I didn't even know Pat was at Katsu. And like that would have been a great time to like network and like, say hey or just even anything. Um, but I'm glad I shot my shot.
Mhm.
Or more so she asked about people who lived in the city and like old me would not do that because I would be intimidated by another cosplayer. Like,
Mhm.
not even in a bad way. It's just like people. It's people. Like I'm like, oh, how do these people think? Because some people are jackasses. Like, what if you trying to be nice and like they on some weird shit? So I'm just very happy, and I've met some weird ass people in this community too, for sure. Um, quite a few, and I've been able to navigate around that, so they're not in my circle, like my direct circle. Like I can be cordial and stuff, but it's a lifestyle
Mhm.
for sure. And I love that people can incorporate their personal hobbies with this, like if you sew or do makeup or all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, I don't know, to be honest, because I kind of just like roll with I usually call it roll with the punches because I'm just, like I said, I'm just there whenever people like are doing something or mainly meeting with mutuals and stuff. And I kind of just run into that type of niches, like you said, like you got your set groups and all that too. And I kind of just keep myself at bay with that because, to be honest, I really don't even pay attention to how many. I really didn't pay attention to how many conventions I went to that somebody mentioned it to me like 2 years ago,
Mm.
and then like this year will be 2 decades of Otakon for me. I was like, damn, I didn't even realize that. Next year will be 2 year. I mean, 2 decades at Katsu. I was like, okay, cool. And it's like, okay, like you don't really think of that certain stuff. It's just for me. I was telling somebody this the other day. I was like, you literally think of more of the pet peeves of certain things than anything when it comes to conventions. And I always tell people, it's just okay. Like think about like what you're gonna do for yourself because people have a bunch of reasons on why they're doing this for them. Some are doing it for money, some are doing it just to, you know,
Mhm.
get support, some are doing this for fame, some are doing this for arrogant attention, some of this are doing to, some people are doing this to just, be better than that person, which I find fucking annoying, but they're here. But at the end of the day, people people always tell me when it comes to that niche, and that's like a pet peeve thing of mine. It was like, oh, you can't do nothing about it. I was like, oh, watch me, because I can do a lot with this. And it's just like a main pet peeve of mine when it comes to just cosplay is just meeting a niche of arrogant people that think they can take advantage of others. I mean, I'm sure you got different ones compared to mine.
Yeah, like it's an interesting experience. Like I've been in communities before. Before I was a cosplayer, I was a raver. I would go to festivals, not even just like the little ones. Like I'm camping and everything. And that lifestyle was very different. Like that was a very welcoming experience. But like if you're not in the community to know what truly goes down, it's gonna look how it's gonna look. Like there are certain people who go to these raves for fifth, 6 year anniversaries for clout, or like, it's not about the peace, love, unity, and respect. And I feel like you said, for cops too, like there are people coming for different reasons, or any con. Everybody's coming for different reasons. Um, and then understanding like you don't have to go to every con. Like you said, you've been 2 decades strong, so like they're gonna be here. Like you know what I mean. So sometimes even having to remove yourself from the community and take a step back, and then like keeping in touch with your close friends, and then you step back in, because like it's a lot.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, taking a step back is, it's not really an issue because, everybody needs a break from everything. Everybody needs certain piece of acknowledgement when it comes to certain things. I mean, for me, everybody, you know, chooses to be around who they choose to be around. I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I kind of choose to who I want to, be around and everything. But at the end of the day, I kind of just be like, okay, I know what I can bring. I know what I can bring to the table. Is just how I can bring to the table.
Hmm.
Because like if you notice in the cosplay community, people that do good for the community doesn't really work out. Is that going to stop
Hmm.
me? Not really, because
Some people ain't
if
looking at those.
I always tell people, I was like, you know how many times I got shitted on for being good, then being bad? Because like, then when these ladies figure out that this person that they're dealing with is bad, I just be like, look, I could be a pretentious dickhead right now and be like, I told you so. But I choose not to because one, I'm tired. Two, it's not worth it. And mm, three is like, I'm not saying you're not worth it of a person for me to like be arrogantly egotistical to after finding out that this person was bad. I just choose not to do it. Like, it's just, it's like really a irritating concept thinking about. That's like me going as far into his character for a certain cosplay. That's like asking yourself how far you're willing to go in the character.
Yeah, because there are limits. Everybody has their yes, no's, and maybes, I would hope, for whatever reason. But like, yeah.
Crazy part, I really don't have limits. It's just what I see with my eyes have limits. Because at Katsu, oh no. This was the year before. Thank God I did not see that person again. But I'll explain to you after this, actually. So, because this podcast is uncensored as a motherfucker, I don't care. One person last year cosplayed as one person cosplayed. You ever heard of this thing called Boku no Pico?
I have actually.
Don't even look it up. I'm
No,
just
I
asking if you
know it.
heard of it.
I've
Okay.
heard of it.
So
I
I
had to
saw one
place it.
person cosplayed it, and I will not begin to tell you how bad this made me uncomfortable. Because one, the girl that did the character, like she was an adult, so thank God for that.
Hmm.
The main issue for me was what, because one, she didn't want to do that, and two, she was betted that she wouldn't do that. I was like, they better be betting you like $5,000 to be doing that, or 10 grand or something. Cause I need to figure out who this person is, because he should be in jail right now. Surprisingly, he's in jail right now. That's what throws me off. So I told her, I was like, I was like, she was like, she's like, well, shit, I'm a huge fan of your work. I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, you got a Boku no Pico cosplay on. That's a if you immediately not a fan of mine, you got to back off.
Hmm.
And then I felt bad because she started to get emotional a little bit, and I was like, I don't like being a dickhead, but it's just like
Boku no
when
Pico's
she told
crazy.
when she told me the whole thing, I could not begin to tell you how much I almost lost it on this dude. So I took her wig off, and luckily she just like had like the jacket that resembled the shirt that the character had on.
Hmm.
So I was like, just take the jacket on. She just had a regular, black t-shirt on. I was like, you good. And I realized something. I was like, she can do a Fire Force joint. So I had a Fire Force jacket I recently bought. I bought like two of them. Don't know why. So I gave her one, and then I had the wig of that certain character. I forgot her name, but she's black and she had like I think her hair was white, I believe. I forgot her name. But she had that, and I was like, I showed a picture of the character, that she looked in the mirror, that she was like, huh. I was like, you cosplay that for the weekend.
Hmm.
And she was like, why? I was like, you know why. And then when I started walking over to him, I was like, oh, you lucky this chick holding me back. And then I found out like 3 years later, well, I found out like literally this year that he's in jail right now. I was like, oh my Lord.
And that's what I'm saying. Like limits. Like you, I'm like I don't know if you know what depiction is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm fine with
You had to
seeing the cute.
remind me, but I remember I know what it means.
I mean, I like the cute little depiction mime. Like that's that's one of the if you know type cosplays. But like Boku no Pico is like no, that's like cosplaying as like super lovers or something.
See, here's the issue with that for me. It's just like, okay, the t-shirt, like, she was blonde, which made this way worse for me. Like, actually blonde.
Mm,
So, like, her wearing that really wasn't the problem because, okay, it's just a character, you got the shirt on. The problem was what the animation was.
right.
That was the problem.
That's like if I
So,
cosplay as Hitler, like that's a problem. Like it's not a problem because people dress up as him all the time, but like
to be
in
honest,
theory,
I know one dude that could have went that far, but he chose not to.
I just feel like you said, like how do people choose their cosplays? Some people feel like, and I'm not saying that's the case. Some people feel like, prime example, uh, WeebCon. WeebCon took place over Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Hella people was cosplaying as Has Been Hotel characters. We know
Mm-hmm.
that that's all about hell, and it's Easter Sunday. Like the Lord has risen. So like families who didn't go to the con or at the con, or like people who just did go to the con and like, oh, what's your character? It's like sometimes it's a reflection of us, and sometimes it's not. But sometimes you just know when not to do certain shit. Like that should have been automatic. No, I'm calling the police. We need to check your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Mm.
so many things you could print. You know what I'm saying? Even like to have somebody dress up as what is it? A Kill la Kill character.
Mm-hmm.
Like to some people that's uncomfortable, but like some people still do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Like,
like, it's like that issue for me was like, okay, this is really this is like really get out of hand and stuff. So I'm like, okay, why is this why is this a certain thing that's going on right now? And then okay, we're doing this, we're doing that. So I'm like, so we're cosplaying messed up characters now? Okay. Like
yeah.
what is this niche that just started, man? And the crazy thing that that the funny thing that really shouldn't even been an issue for real, to be honest, but it just happened. So it's like, okay, why, excuse me, why damn, this light is bright. It's just like, okay, why are people cosplaying this thing? Because I said to myself, I was like, okay, why are you guys cosplaying this when you know you know how messed up of a you know messed up of an anime this type of thing is to begin with, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like what would possess you to even think like that?
Yeah. So I was like, so let's say my fan work on my PS5, come on. But it's like, do people know how messed up of a niche that these type of things in are? And I don't think people understand that fully, to be honest. So it's like, oh, okay, if you don't get that, then let me explain to you more how messed up these things can be. Because
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people you can cosplay whoever you want. You can cosplay, you know, certain hentai characters if you want, but when it comes to the specific ones that are like crazy, you don't want to do that
Mm-hmm.
because you're gonna get a lot of flack. Because that's why I said to myself, I was mildly surprised that they did not get blasted. But at the end of the day, that's none of my business
Mm-hmm.
to calculate on. At the end of the day, people choose to do what they want. It's not my issue if they get in trouble. So, but I was just like, some of y'all are crazy.
Yeah,
And I literally
real
said that.
crazy.
I was like, some of y'all are crazy.
Very telling.
And it's just like I say to myself, it's just like, okay. A friend of mine, he was like, when do you find yourself cosplaying? Is it like you something you stick with for conventions or events only?
Um, Both. I don't know. It really depends. So like I'm every time I think I'm gonna go to a party and not cosplay, like I'm gonna put on like an old outfit or something, just something relatively upbeat or whatever. It never works out. I end up cosplaying anyway.
To say you be capping when it comes to that, because you be going fully. I'm like, nah, you
So
definitely
that's the
cosplaying.
thing with the One Piece party. I was just gonna feel bad for cosplaying as somebody that wasn't a One Piece character because it was a theme. So my brain was like, well, what do I have in the house? And I was like, oh, I got this, and this in the house. Mentally, I'm driving home from work and I'm putting it on in my brain. And I was like, I got this wig, I can do this. Look up some reference photos. Boom, we got Sanji. Because like it was either gonna be that or Shane. And that's simply because I had this wig and I was gonna have to figure out everything else to make
Mm,
it be like a thing.
mm,
It was a
yeah,
very last minute closet. I feel like the closet cosplays do me justice though. Like
yeah.
me and my closet get along, and I just own clothes. Like I don't even go nowhere. Like it works itself out.
I mean, for me, I was gonna go entirely crazy for that. Then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna do me.
Like, and I love a good theme. I throw theme parties all the time. Like I did tacos and tequila for New Year's at the crib. My
hmm
birthday last year, we did a spooky pajama party.
hmm
This year, we did a sleepover Hello Kitty theme. Like I love me a good theme. Like I had a little sombrero. I'm going out for Cinco de Mayo. I'm about to buy me some maracas. Like
I
I just
completely
live
forgot about Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Drinko.
I
No,
completely forgot about I completely forgot about Cinco de Mayo. God damn. Mm.
I am out and about with the essays, the vatos, everybody. It's I'm drinking tequila. I have my tequila early. Okay,
Mm.
I'm ready to drink me some tequila with some green tea shots and
Listen,
have a ball. I'm excited for the ball crawl though. See, I'm thinking, do I cosplay for that or do I just wear regular clothes?
uh, mm,
Like, I'm gonna ask Pat since we going carpool and stuff, but like, do I wear regular clothes?
mm, I, I'm thinking the same thing too. Cause I probably just do something simple because
It's
I don't know,
giving
or
Leario from Hunter x Hunter.
or mix it up. But I don't know. I'm thinking myself at the end of the day.
Listen, like if we gonna cosplay, like I'll cosplay, but it wasn't specific. It's just an event that's held by, you know what I mean? So
hmm
like I'm like, well, do I cosplay or do like I just put clothes on because I be putting that shit on. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I might, because that's what everybody else might be doing too. The only thing is like, I'm just there to have fun, even though we might run into like a set amount of issues and stuff. So
And that's why I'm like, I'm here to have fun and stuff. So like, do I want to cosplay? Like, then it's a bar cross. I'm gonna be out for a minute.
it's like I was saying, I was like,
We
I'll go.
can congregate.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I'll go, y'all go, because I'm just gonna because
That's where I'm at with it. I'm going if y'all are going because like it is an hour away from me. Granted,
yeah,
it's not a bad hour because when I
yeah,
drove to emo prom, that was like really really quick.
yeah. Yeah, I was just going because they was going, and then because one of my friends I usually see down there, and then one of the photographers I usually see, shoot, forgot his name, but I know I think it's Camel's photography, the one that's married to Alpha. I know he's gonna be there too.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
was like, okay, if they're gonna be there, yeah, I'm definitely be in there,
yeah.
cause cause like
That's why
I've
I'm like,
cause like with them, I've not been out to events left and right, but things have
mm-mm,
been so annoying these days with just like certain dramas and stuff. I was just like, oh my goodness. It's
yeah.
just okay. What are we doing and stuff like that. And then I'm trying to get more commission cosplays done, and then probably like finish up some homemade ones myself, which I'm currently doing. But I realized that homemade is really annoying sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which is more annoying for you.
Homie,
hmm
because I will figure something out. Um, I also feel like most of my cosplays are very simple. I just put a lot of detail into like the makeup in the hair and bringing it to life rather than like I'm not a prop cosplayer yet. I want to make my own props. Like I don't mind buying like small props and stuff, but like essentially that's the road I would want to hit down. Like it's to just make
hmm
my own stuff or hit up
Yeah.
my friends with a 3D printer, like so I can be but do it something about learning how to stand and like what phone to buy. It just seems like, hey, we're now picking up another hobby. So like with full time school, full time work, and then going to these events sporadically and like trying to maintain like a non anime related social life, it's
hmm
like a lot. So I feel like making props would be like, that's it.
I mean,
Like I'll be in there. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be making tables and chairs. Like which I'll be totally fine with. But like I've now opened up a new window of opportunity, which is great. But I actually want to have time to do that and like know what stuff I can buy to use. So I've been saving a lot of like cosplay tips and tricks videos because now it's more about applying it and like being patient and wanting to set aside time to do it. But right now, I just don't even have any time to like do it. Luckily, my dream cosplay I don't have one. So like some people be having this dream cosplay where they know they want to look good and they want the props and they want this and want that. I'm very, very grateful I don't have that right now. I will. But I think my dream cosplays are just all the ones I bring to life. Like I don't have like a set. This is the one. Like I think the one like I don't know. I really love doing Misa. Like that's my girl. I am Misa. I am I would love to bring to life, but I don't really care for the uniform. Like I would have to like do fan art reference.
so is it like
Unless I cosplay as
something?
a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
I mean, surprisingly, those are really aren't that complicated now I think about it. But is it something like, you know, you see yourself doing like a 10 years time type of thing?
Oh, I'm 28. In 10 years, I'll be 38. I'm gonna say yes. And I'm gonna say yes because I do have friends that are that age that cosplay first and foremost. So that lets me know. And I don't want to let my inner child die. I think cosplay has also opened a space in my heart for that.
hmm
So like I'll be 38 and my body gonna be done. She's really gonna be T. So who knows? I might just be doing a bunch of NSFW stuff. Like really might just be popping out. But I do think it's something I do want to continue doing and expanding, which is why like one of my goals this year was to be more consistent, to get behind somebody else's camera. Cause like even though I feel like my classes look really good, to me, this is still only the beginning. Like I know when I started, that was the beginning, but like dedication to honing my craft and like applying myself and what shops can I go, where can I buy? I always forget I can go thrifting or like hand me down stuff. Like I have to remember these resources. Um, I'm currently working on my planner, so anime planner is so important to me to
Mm-hmm.
get done and like finish. Um, so you guys gotta send me characters you feel like resonate with certain holidays because I'm trying to go hard or go home with this. Somebody told me use chopper for Groundhog Day.
Hmm. It's not a bad idea, actually.
I was like, on it. Like, I really want to get to thinking, like, when we think of like characters, like, but like for Valentine's Day, I should do like a JoJo's character. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the brain is clicking. Things are making sense. So I hope like whatever I do this year and I learn, like of course I've already learned stuff from being at Katsu, how I want to do like Oda. Um
Mm-hmm.
my sister's gonna come with me. I'm excited that she's cosplaying with me and collabing with me. Both of my sisters. I know one of them is coming with me for a fact. I don't know if she's staying all weekend. My one friend's supposed to come down and she cosplays, but like she's a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
So like her cosplays look a little different, but I am very grateful. Like I hate to be dramatic and be like cosplay saved my life, but like last year I was in a really bad space mentally and somebody was like, oh, you gotta step out your shell. What have you done? I was like, I don't go to anime events, but I want to. He's like, but you're into anime. I was like, but that's the thing, I don't go to events. But I went to the rave and the rave was the start of all of this that is now Shane. And like I'm like, dang, I found a coping skill and a hobby all in one and I don't feel stressed out about it. And I'm not burnt out behind it. Like I was burnt out the month of February because it was event, and then hella birthdays. And then that
Mm-hmm.
contained into March. It was like birthday, random event. Then I got sick. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
April, we back at it. And that's why it was really important for me to go out over the weekend because like I felt like I really did need that. Like everything is good within moderation. So I feel like I went too hard, not hard enough, and now it's time for like some balance of still hanging out with my friends in the community, but not always at a party. Like house stuff, K-pop, like those things, bowling. And we don't have to go to events, like you said. We don't have to go to events to cosplay. We can just discuss cosplaying and going bowling or skating or whatever. So I'm here for it.
True. 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 Um. hmm. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say yes and no for me because it's not really a niche that I'm taking serious so far. But above all, I mean, it's something fun to do from time to time. But I mean, obviously, I have other aspirations that I'm going to do anime wise. But there's nothing wrong with continuing that as like half of a main thing just to you know just continue that. So I would say yes and no. But we'll see. That answer is always going to change. So can't say, oh, I'm not going to do this and like never say never type of thing because obviously that type of things happen. So I would say so, but that's like going along the notion of like, will you think about my okay? If somebody likes your cosplays, would it make it a big deal? Not really.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
Yeah,
Because I
like if
didn't do it
some
for other people. Like
yeah, I definitely can't do this. I definitely don't do that for other people because that's like if somebody hated my cosplay, I'd just be like, oh, okay, cool. And
Like people hate your cosplay because they hate the fandom. Like it's not nothing for me to take personally.
yeah, and I
I
was just talking,
appreciate the love though, for sure.
and Pat was just talking to me about that too. And then That's like if somebody loves your cosplay, I'd be like, ooh, tell me more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I appreciate the love. And also I appreciate even if I'm not the one doing it. I love to give appreciation to seeing some of my favorite characters come to life because like I love the representation no matter who's doing it.
I agree. It's just like with that, it's like these days recently, it's just, you kind of put yourself into a not caring spectrum, like when it comes to like animes and stuff. That's why I kind of just
Oh
lost it
yeah.
on one of my stories the other day. I was like, I mean, cosplay is not really set for one race. So I'm not going to
Right. And
attack
every
people.
fan character is not black.
Yeah, and that's like, I'm not going to attack people because let's say somebody cosplays, let's say somebody cosplays one of my characters in the future, right? And let's say they
Mm-hmm.
white, Indian, Asian. Sure, do whatever you want. Like just because the character's black in the manga doesn't mean I'm gonna be discriminatory. Be like, oh no, they fucking up the character. I'm like, shit, they don't have nothing to do with the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like they cosplaying the character that they having fun with, and yeah, and it's like I don't be discriminatory for that. Like people be normally surprised at somebody when they be saying, "Oh, cosplays, for everybody." I mean, it's not my fault. That's true.
True. But that's the same way with Spider-Man. Like the whole when they came out with the Black Spider-Man and Miles Morales, it was just like he
I
can't
was
be he was Spider-Man.
I was only about to say what you talking about, and I forgot this in the background.
Yeah. But like that was the thing, like he couldn't be Spider-Man because he was like not in the movie, but like in life, like when that came out, everybody was bitching and whining that he wasn't white. And it's like that's the point of the mask. Him being black and wearing the mask was letting y'all know, hey, anybody, the Stanley even said it, like anybody can be Spider-Man. So
hmm
anybody can cosplay whoever. It like you don't know who's under there to be like, you can't do this or you don't match the complexion or the case may be like, it's never been that deep. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I usually like that type of notion I take seriously, but at the end of the day, I can't stop people from cosplaying what they want. It's just I let
Yeah.
people have fun on what they want to do. So I can't do shit about it. I got better things to worry about than to stop somebody from cosplaying. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it at that. It's like I can't stop people from it's like I can't stop people from cosplaying and stuff. It's just like people want to have fun. It's just like let people do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to I'm not going to I'm not going to what's the word? Beat up everybody that wants to do cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
But people are just, crazy they're just crazy to the bone of on just being like, oh no, people should do this, people should do that. I'm like, no, they don't have to listen to just you to do that cosplay. Like that's none of that's none of their that's none of their concern at all. Just like it's none of my concern on how people tell their stories or whatever. That's up to them, not up to me. So people need to realize that, okay, they're telling their story, they're doing what they gotta do. Okay, let's just have fun with you know, let's just have fun with us just doing what we need to do.
That's valid. I do want to
So
wish you congratulations
on what?
on your 50th episode.
Sad about that though. It's not really sad. it's like when you're just doing this for fun and trying to entertain people, you really don't pay attention to how much stuff you bring out.
Oh, yeah. But it's still exciting and it's always fun chatting with you. Per usual.
You saying that after you just lit me up the other day, trying to like boost my ego a little bit. I don't know why you trying
Wait,
to do that.
we could go bar
No,
for
no,
bar
no, no.
tonight on FaceTime.
Oh no, 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 no. That's most likely what's gonna happen if I'm not high by then, but I'm good now. So that most likely is gonna happen. But at the end of the day, it's like people are just like, oh, let's do this. Let's have fun. But at the end of the day, we just do what we love. But anyway, like she said, we are like 50 episodes in, but I appreciate everybody that, just continue and support it through thick and thin, honestly, because, I just be like, let's just do this for the fun of it. Let's just support each other. And like, yeah, let's just keep on bringing it. So those that watched today's episode, I appreciate you guys. And this will be uploaded sooner than later because I know I'm late past my time schedule. And yeah, thank you, Miss Shane, for joining me on here for the 50th episode. And, keep rocking like you usually do. And yeah, everybody just keep being you and just pay attention to the next episode.